Vice President Mike Pence visited the Mayo Clinic in Minnesota and happened to be the only one who did something significantly different from the people surrounding him. Let's take a quick look at the video and see if you can figure out what it is.
Thank you. Very impressive.
We'll talk later.
Well done.
Thank
well
you.
done. Dr. Joyner, good to see you.
Tim, good to see you.
So there were more than 10 people surrounding him. He's in a clinic where they have pretty strict guidelines in regard to wearing masks and maintaining social distancing. And Pence didn't think that he needed to follow the rules. He was not wearing a mask. The Mayo Clinic tweeted, then deleted a message that it informed Pence of its masking policy prior to his arrival in Rochester. So he was very much aware of what the rules were, but decided against wearing the mask anyway. When reporters asked him about it, he essentially answered and said that he gets tested on a regular basis. He has no symptoms of coronavirus. Therefore, he's not concerned about spreading it to anyone. The vice president later presided over a roundtable discussion with Mayo Clinic officials to discuss their efforts to fight the coronavirus. Pence still did not wear a mask, even as every Food and Drug Administration commissioner, Stephen Hahn, and every other individual at the table did. And so this is just the way it works. Trump was asked previously if he ever plans on wearing a mask publicly, and his answer was, I don't know, somehow sitting in the Oval Office behind that beautiful, resolute desk. I think wearing a face mask as I greet presidents, prime ministers, dictators, kings, queens, I don't know. Somehow I don't see it for myself. I just don't. Maybe I'll change my mind, but this will pass, and hopefully it'll pass very quickly. Clearly, it hasn't passed really quickly. But what we do know is that Vice President Mike Pence, refers to his wife as mother. So if he's worried about the way he appears and whether he looks weak in front of dictators or anything like that, I would argue that the mask is nothing compared to, some of the things that he said about his relationship with his wife publicly.
Well, that leads me to speculation about whether mother doesn't want him to wear the mask or if it's Papa Donald Trump. And my guess is it's daddy, because Trump cares a lot about appearances. And remember, he famously was down on Chris Christie because he was overweight. He was down on John Bolton initially because he thought he had a funny looking mustache. Both of those things are true, but not the reason that you should make decisions at a governmental level. And it should be based on competence, not on facial hair. But does Pence think that Trump will lose respect for him if he wears a mask? Very likely. Given those quotes, very, very likely. So, and that's his daddy, and he's got to keep daddy happy. But I'm amused by one more quote that Pence gave. He said, since I don't have the coronavirus, I thought it'd be a good opportunity for me to be here, to be able to speak to these researchers, these incredible healthcare personnel, and look them in the eye and say thank you. I'm pretty sure you could look them in the eye if you're wearing a mask, unless you're wearing it like some sort of pirate or governor of Florida or something, and you're putting it on like this. But yeah, it doesn't cover up your eyes. You can still look them in the eye. No, there's no reason not to wear a mask unless you think it makes you look unmanly or something like that. And that's only an idiot at the level of Donald Trump would think that. So I don't even think Pence is that stupid. So my guess is he's doing it to make sure that Trump doesn't lose respect for him.
Yeah, look, there's the practical reason for wearing a mask, and that's to prevent the spread of coronavirus. And what we do know is that there are all sorts of people out there who have the virus, but they're asymptomatic and they can spread the virus even though they have no symptoms. So he claims that he's getting tested on a regular basis. Sure, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. But when was the last time he got tested? And by the way, the whole point of leadership is to lead by example. So if you're in the Mayo Clinic and you're speaking to researchers and you're just willingly breaking the rules and broadcasting it for the entire country to see, it kind of signals that this isn't serious. Average people who have been told to wear the mask when they're outdoors or in a grocery store don't really need to do it, because why? Our leaders aren't doing it. It's not really that big of a deal. No, the country's a mess. It really is. I mean, the unwillingness to listen to the social distancing guidelines, we're seeing that throughout the country. A bunch of governors have already begun opening their states, opening up businesses. Later this week on Thursday, the social distancing guidelines in Texas are set to expire and they will not be renewed. So we'll see how this all plays out. But right now, public health officials are concerned that all our efforts in flattening the curve will be undone thanks to a bunch of irresponsible elected officials throughout the country who just don't take anything seriously other than, their profits and their political careers.
Now, I know the right wing, man. I know it. When they see him without a mask, I guarantee you they're going to get in their pickup truck and be like, yeah, how? I knew it. I knew it. Our guys were the real men. Okay, I know them. I know they're going to think that's a tough guy thing to do. What would Clint Eastwood do? No, he'd endanger himself and all around him. That's what he would do. So that's what Mike Pence is doing. By the way, he should ask Boris Johnson how that goes. Boris Johnson famously went to a hospital and shook hands with coronavirus patients because he wanted to be like Lady Di. She had done that with AIDS patients, but you get AIDS by having sex, not by shaking hands. You get coronavirus by shaking hands. Guess what Boris Johnson got? Coronavirus. And then eventually he had to go to the hospital and to the ICU, nearly died. So I hope that doesn't happen to Pence. But for all him trying to impress Trump, he might bring back a little extra gift for Trump when he gets back from this trip. I hope not. But given that he's going around like that in an enclosed space, those guidelines are no joke. They're not fake. They're real. And the virus is in the air. And if you're in an enclosed space, as you'll see in a prison story we're going to do in a little bit on the show, there's an excellent chance you'll get it. So they should test them immediately after.
Thanks for watching The Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.